Well, well, well. If it isn't my old arch nemesis, Electro.
Hello everyone and welcome to a Retired Review. Today we're taking a look at set number 8507 Electro. The set was released in 1999, contains approximately 37 pieces, and during time of release was about $6. So I'm really excited to take a look at this one, so let's go ahead and get into things. First off, disclaimer, this review will be my subjective opinion, and it will be through the lens of a Bionicle fan for the last over a decade at this point. So with that out of the way, let's get started. Right out the gate, I am really a fan of this color scheme. I wouldn't say purple has been my favorite color for any large amount of time, my least favorite color being pink, so I always kind of see them in a very similar light. However, this color scheme is excellent, and I'm a big fan of it. It reminds me of Onapu from 2001, given that it's black and purple. And it isn't broken up all too much. There's a little bit of light gray, this clear visor in the front, which, side note, also looks really good. So overall, I'm a big fan of it. It really works. It's a color scheme that works very well. And on that note, there are pieces in purple that a lot of fans would be really excited to see in Bionicle. Those hand pieces, the Tomata hand on top, a lot of good stuff. So overall, I'm a big fan of that. As far as the build is concerned, it's nothing too complex. However, it is atypical. It's not the usual build that we've seen from Slizers, the bipedal humanoid looks. It's one of the creature-like looks, kind of like our last set, Granite. And I really like that. I like the build. It's unique. Sure, some things are odd, like the axles that stick out toward the back. I'm not a big fan of that. However, I can forgive it because the rest of it looks really neat. Move on to functions, of which it has two. The first being his head. If you push the head in and out, then the wings will move front to back, kind of like they're flapping. Now, this function works, but you have to be careful, because if you do it too quickly, then the wings are going to pop out, and that's not a fun experience. Other than that, you do have, of course, the standard articulation, but I'm not counting that as a function for right now. The other function is the disc function, where you take the arm, click it into place, put a disc in, pull it back, and release, and off the disc shall fly. Works well, no real problem, and I actually don't mind the arm piece on this set, as much as I do a lot of the other Slizers, given that it operates more as a tail, very similar to Granite. It sits on top, clicks into place, and it gives it more of a streamlined appearance. Of course, you can put it to the front as well, and it only has the direction on the one side of the hand. So yeah, no, I'm actually more content with it on this set than others. As with the other Slizers, he of course comes with a canister featuring his primary color scheme, this time being black and purple, has all the same branding, name, disc, arm, and belt loops, which are a staple of Slizers, as we all know. And of course, like the other Slizers, it can fold up in a very specific way. I'll go ahead and show it on screen. Again, I'm not super fond of this because I'm not as inclined to take them out of the container. If I have to very specifically fold them, again, take them out, fold, it just gets tedious to me. I'm not going to be bothered to remember how to do this every time, but there you have it. Overall, I'm a real big fan of Electro. This is a really neat set. The color scheme looks really good. It's not the standard Slizer build. It's more of a creature. I don't know what creature I would really describe this as. But to me, it elicits thoughts of the Rahi from 2001 to 2002. It looks like a creature I'd expect to see in the caves of Onuwahi. Or heck, even Liwahi flying around being a pest. It absolutely reminds me of something I'd see in that era. I really like that. Before I get into the wrap-up of this video, he does come with two discs. One being his, of course. It's purple disc with a lightning bolt in it to signify electricity, Electro. The other one actually being for Jet. So there you have it. The colors actually match this time. It's black and purple, so that's really cool. To wrap up, I am actually a big fan of this Slizer, and it stands to be one of my favorites that I've gotten to play with and mess around with and get a chance to know better. The color scheme's good, The build is striking and unique, and I quite like it for that. It seems a lot more, I don't know, specialized. It doesn't seem like lightning or electricity or energy or any of that, of course. That isn't what this set strikes me as whatsoever. But it's still unique. It is its own creature, and I like that. So would I recommend Electro? Absolutely, especially if you're a Bionicle fan. I think you can get great value out of this set, especially if you think of it as kind of like a Rahi from Onuwahi or Liwahi. It's really cool. I'm a big fan of it. Highly recommend this one. And that about does it. That has been my review of Electro. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below while they exist. I love reading comments while we still have them. And that'll do it. That has been almost every Slizer from 1999. That's right. Join me next week when I go over the big, the bad Millennium Slizer. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Farewell.